Spring is finally on its way. You can already see the yellow buds on the winter jasmine, just waiting to bloom. Branches would completely transformed by flowers in April.
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
Now that I'm back from my travels, I'm returning to my usual routine, spending at least one day every weekend just strolling outside. Being stuck in a square box all week is more than enough. Since it's only early March, Beijing feels like a fresh start. It's not quite tourist season yet, so we managed to snag Palace Museum tickets without even having to set an alarm clock. If you have got some extra time after the Palace Museum and Jinshan Park, definitely check out the peaceful Ancestral Temple and the quiet Zongshan Park. They are tucked away on either side of the Meridian Gate. We lived here for nearly 3 years now, so walking back into the Palace Museum feels like coming home. Even the hazy spring air and the familiar polluted pool smoke feels exactly like it did in years past. But being this familiar also means we have lost that initial rush. There's no urgency, no frantic tourist energy, and no more first-time thrills. We even took our 3 time arriving at 1 p.m. It's funny how the closer you live to a landmark, the more you tend to procrastinate visiting. Even though we film this over 2 separate days, you can easily cover everything in a single day as a tourist. Since we live here in Beijing, we took a more laid-back approach.
Find light in the beautiful sea. I choose to be happy. You and I, we're like diamonds in the sky. You're a shooting star, I see. A vision of beauty, when you're near me, I'm alive.
If you keep walking straight north, you will exit through this gate, and Jinshan Park is just a 10-minute walk across the street. However, we decided to double back toward Donghuamen instead. We have already explored the northern sections of the Palace Museum 2 years ago, where the halls and courtyards feel a bit more cramped and modest, lacking the sheer grandeur of the central axis. The flooring is so solid. By the time we turned back, it was only 30 minutes until closing. This is only the time you can truly capture the palace without the crowds, without the constant chatter and the blaring public announcements.
At first sight, I felt the energy of sun rays. I saw the life inside your eyes. Shine bright tonight. You and I, we're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Eye to eye, so alive. We're beautiful like diamonds in
Jinshan Park issues a newer park ticket. The ticket office is located at the Westgate, just to the left as you walk in.
We bought the Jinjinji, Beijing, Tianjin, Hebei annual travel pass at the Westgate of Jinshan Park for 200 RMB. 嘿，你好，那个这里能买200元的年票吗？ It's available for purchase at this site before October, but you need to bring a small ID photo.
哟，
我们也买了，This year we bought the 200 yuan annual ticket to explore more suburban scenic spots.
全价票1人。
And besides Beijing, it also grants entry to the attractions in Hebei and Tianjin.
请进1人，优惠价1人，请进全价票1人。
We have come back in Beijing for a bit, but we have spent the last 2 weeks cooped up indoors. Now the climate was changing and the spring was coming. It's over 10 degrees, so we head out today and want to stretch our leg and breathe some new air. It's rather stressful and bad to the mental health if you're stuck indoors for too long. We will have a weekend reset to relieve the stress accumulated during our weekdays work. So the first thing we came back to Beijing was to update our annual ticket travel pass to explore parks in 4 seasons. Now these branches were still bare, but within 2 and 3 weeks, all these bare branches were transformed by flowers and leaves.
Every time I come back from a trip, my sleep improves. For a few weeks, it feels like my body is more than my mind, knows that life is bigger than just the tasks in front of me. There's this vague, natural sense of something more existing, something I cannot quite name, but it feels incredible grounding. It makes my usual worries seem insignificant, but after a month or two, that feeling fades as I sink back into the old routine. If that's the case, I guess I really should be traveling every 2 months just to stay sane.
In Jinshan Park, the best season coming here was in the early May, when you could appreciate the peonies flowers. They are famous for the peonies flower exhibition every year. These are peonies in the greenhouse. We can't tolerate the greenhouse's air. It was so abnormal.
Another gift of traveling and weekend outings is the distance it puts between me and the digital world. Instead of scrolling, my days are filled with planning routes, hiking, and capturing moments through my lens. When I'm on the road, I'm too busy exploring and climbing to care about my phone. It's such a relief to strap a screen for the fresh air. Inside, just being offline feels like a total luxury these days. From the Qingming Festival in every April all the way through National Golden Week in October, Beijing stays in peak tourist season. Expect Jinshan Park to be packed with people during this time. After visiting at Jinshan Park, there is a place nearby called Shudu Guest House that serves great food, so you should be prepared to wait in line. If you keep heading east, you will find Tongzhishen, where you can get your hands on some authentic Beijing-style erbajiang. It's a true local specialty. Make sure you get it freshly scooped from the large crock right in front of you. Don't settle for the pre-packaged jars. For International Women's Day, there was a special event at the Longfu Temple with senior citizens performing and plenty of street food stalls. I finally tracked down this paper-thin Shao Mai I missed out on back in Chongqing.
省团收款15元，省团收款10元，省团收款。
But after trying them, they were just okay, nothing to write about.